Look, Mom, I made it. I'm at the highest point in Ohio. Hello, and welcome to Adventures in TV Land. For today's adventure, today's video, I've come to Bellefontaine, Ohio, which is notable for at least a couple of things. One is that the first concrete road in the United States was paved here in Bellefontaine in the 1800s. And another is that it is the location of Campbell Hill, which is the highest point in Ohio. And that is the reason we are here today. We've come here to Campbell Hill, so let's go and check it out. There is a sign designating this as Campbell Hill, Ohio's highest point. Ohio High Point, Campbell Hill. You have reached Ohio's highest point, elevation 1,549 feet above sea level. You're on camera, live feed, sponsored by High Pointers Foundation and High Pointers Club. And just a word of advice, no sledding to the public. Now there is a visitor's registration file here, which I already signed earlier. There's been a couple of other people who arrived during my time here. There's also a certificate there, and I'll show my certificate later on. There's a second folder here of points of interest, but it is empty. So either all the information is gone or there are no other points of interest. So I actually had to apologize for the wind. I had some issues with my camera. But there's this little path here to the actual high point itself. And there it is, the highest point in Ohio. So I am standing in the highest point in Ohio right now. Woohoo! And there's this marker about Campbell Hill, the highest point in Ohio. It's named after Charles Campbell of Bellefontaine, who used to own this land. To be an aircraft radar site for the North American Air Defense Command, NORAD, that operated until 1969, and as well as a vocational educational center. And beneath the flagpole, there is this tablet, the 664th Radar Division, former 664th Aircraft and Control Warning Squadron, 1950 to 1969. I like their little logo. It's a bunny. And there's this bench here It was funded by the Steve Fino and family, Westerville, Ohio, in May of 2017. It's part of the High Pointers Foundation. Now there's actually the National Air Defense Radar Museum is located here. Unfortunately, it is by appointment only, and I don't have time to make an appointment. I knew I was coming here, but I didn't know this museum was here. So we'll just have to keep that in mind. Perhaps some future visit in the future. It'd be kind of neat to see that. They do have there's one of the old radar devices. And it is an AN/FPS 18 antenna assembly. So it's a radar antenna, mid-range radar antenna. There's the old guard station when this was a NORAD site. Restricted area. All vehicles must stop at this point. So before you could get access anywhere up here, you were stopped. It's a little storage shed now. Here's one last marker here. This is a remembrance marker that was designed by the veterans that used to work here. Remembrance, 1951 to 1969. Bellefontaine, Ohio was the home of the 664th Aircraft Control and Warning Squadron of the United States Air Force. Young men from all over America served here as part of our nation's air defense forces. To honor those who served here and dedicated part of their lives in service to their country, we dedicate this historical marker. God bless America and long live the memory of those who served. Amen. So that was Campbell Hill, the highest point in Ohio. That it was the 5th state that I have been to, highest point I have been to. However, I believe this is only the 3rd recorded point on the channel that I have been to. The other 2, I'll have to go back to those places and make videos of those as well, I guess. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, this kind of fun, quirky side stop here in the middle of Ohio. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, you hit that like button. If you disliked, hit the dislike button. And until next time, that's a wrap. So here is the certificate I mentioned earlier. It says this certifies that Tom Varner stood at the highest point in Ohio, elevation 1,549 feet, on Friday, August 9th, 2024. And then it tells you more about just a little bit about this point.